Hey, Alexander. Is there something you haven't told me?
Cassie? What's this suddenly urgency about?
What are you hiding?
Well, I don't have any big secrets that would warrant such a concerned tone.
Are you absolutely sure there's nothing?
Oh, you mean the new pudding in the fridge that I accidentally ate?
Huh?
If that's what you're referring to, I'm sorry. I bought 3 more of them earlier, so please forgive me.
Oh, I see. No, it's not about that.
Then what is it?
It's something much more important. Something that could greatly impact our future together.
Sorry, I don't understand.
I assume you're aware that I came on a business trip near your hometown today.
Oh, yeah.
On my way, I stopped by a supermarket and was approached by people claiming to be your parents.
What?
The woman had a prominent mole on the right side of her forehead and introduced herself as Daisy.
I see. It matches my mother's description, and the name is correct too.
They told me that when we attended your classmate's wedding together, your brother's friend was also invited. I found out when they showed me a photo from that event.
So, my face got exposed in an unexpected way.
And so, your mother was with a little girl around 5 years old.
A girl?
They claimed she was their granddaughter.
Does that mean my older brother got married?
No. They said the child is yours.
What?
It's terrible to think you have a hidden child in your family.
Wait, I don't have any child.
If you don't tell me who the mother of the child is, I'm getting a divorce.
I haven't been to my parents' house in 10 years. Remember that? I told you why I'm estranged from my family, right? Besides, Cassie, you're usually a more level-headed person who can make rational judgments. Maybe you are just shaken up by the sudden news.
I am always level-headed. I'm just asking you to answer me properly.
Huh?
Until you give me a proper answer, I won't come back. Goodbye.
Cassie.
Alexander, it's been a while, huh? I never thought we'd end up messaging each other for something like this. The fact that I encountered your wife must be some kind of fate. Take custody of your daughter who is currently under my care.
Mother.
It seems like you've unblocked me after all.
Well, you had contact with my wife, so I had no choice. Let me make it clear. I don't have a child. I don't know what you're up to, but stop feeding Cassie outrageous lies.
But Cassie listened attentively to what I had to say. And because you couldn't believe me and my story, that's why we had that conversation on Messenger yesterday. Unless you confess who the mother is, we will truly end up getting a divorce, won't we? Well, maybe it's already a divorce at this point. After all, it's a hidden child, isn't it? The fact that I married you and got deceived by you is reason enough for a divorce, don't you think?
No matter what you say, that supports hidden child is definitely not mine.
Oh, really? Do you have solid evidence to say that? It could be a child that was conceived without your knowledge.
Then, let's do a DNA test, or whatever it takes.
Huh?
I have the confidence to say that I do.
Is that so? But it seems Cassie doesn't think that way, does she?
From the looks of it. You are monitoring my messenger conversations with Cassie, aren't you?
Well, who knows? Alexander. What? Confess the truth already, or we're getting a divorce.
I received a message from one of your friends from middle school.
Huh? A friend?
You had plans with them next week, right? They only knew our home number, so they asked me to give you a message. Despite the situation, it's still just a message. That's why I reached out on Messenger.
Ah, I see.
The message is that the meeting next week is still on as previously discussed at 2 p.m. at W Station.
Let your friend know that there are no changes and it's still good.
Understood. Let me say it once more. I don't have a hidden child.
I won't go back until I know the truth. Alexander? I'm on my way to W Station in a taxi right now. Is this okay? The meeting we discussed earlier. I thought of using the spy game exchange we did recently and tried applying it.
Oh, good. So you got the message. The meeting next week is actually tomorrow, Sunday. It's not the daytime 2 o'clock as we pretended, but actually a late night meeting at 2 o'clock.
Ah, I'm glad it worked out.
And Cassie, your sign.
I'm always level-headed, right?
Yeah. I remember saying before, a truly level-headed person wouldn't use those words, so I thought of using it in reverse. It was my best attempt at a sign while being watched by my mother during our messenger conversation.
Yes, exactly. Oh, we've arrived at W Station.
Alright. I'll circle the car around at the rotary by the south exit. Wait for me under the stairs near the dormitory.
Car?
I rented a red compact car, so I'll be driving that. Let's go home together.
Okay. Alexander, did you take Cassie with you? She wasn't in her room when I checked. How did you manage to?
Good morning, ma'am. I happened to find Cassie and brought her forcefully to our family home to take care of this so-called hidden child. I intentionally didn't mention it to you, but Cassie's workplace contacted me saying they couldn't reach her during her business trip. Right at that moment, I received a message about the hidden child on Messenger. So it was easy to imagine that something must have happened to Cassie because of you, ma'am.
But that wife of yours was suspicious of you from the start.
It was all an act.
An act?
Despite being monitored by you, ma'am, during a messenger conversation, I did my best to send out an SOS message.
But even so, that doesn't prove that the hidden child is not yours, does it?
For the sake of my own honor, I lay it all out. Cassie is the first person I've been with.
What?
Cassie knows that too. In other words, there's no way I could have a hidden child. I'm not like my brother, who constantly engages in humanizing and ends up with hidden children.
Wait.
The girl you've been taking care of, she's my brother's child, right? Despite his excessive humanizing, he takes no responsibility. The unmarried mother did her best to raise the child until she turned 5, but she suffered from mental health issues. Unable to easily leave the specialized hospital where she sought treatment, she entrusted her daughter to my brother, the father. That's the truth, right?
Why would you, who have been away from the hometown for 10 years, know all that?
Even though I've been away from the hometown, I still have friends we keep in touch. Among them, There's a guy who has an extensive network and is well informed. I contacted him and he quickly dug up all the information.
The fact that such a guy is your friend.
By the way, my brother is currently a rescue. 2 years ago, he tried to make a move on the daughter of his employer, who was the company president, and got fired due to the father's anger. Since then, he's been unemployed.
Is that so?
From here on, it's just my speculation bet. With our unreliable father and mother, who have been relying on my brother's income and haven't had stable jobs, they neither have the financial nor physical capability to raise a grandchild. So they targeted me, the second son who has a steady income as a salaryman. They were contemplating whether to help me provide financial support or even live together with them.
It's not like they were...
And then, they constantly discovered Cassie, who happened to be on a business trip. They quickly came up with the idea of using Cassie, labeling my brother's child as my hidden child, and instilling mistrust in me. Their plan was to either divorce and eventually burden me with my brother's child, or, if it didn't divorce, force me and Cassie to raise the child. In either case, they were determined to unload all the responsibilities onto me, right?
I can't believe you figured it out to that extent. Even though you've been living apart for 10 years.
On the flip side, it means that even after 10 years, your rotten core hasn't changed, huh?
What are you talking about?
Instead of thinking about such troublesome things, just make my brother work already.
Huh?
My brother has the responsibility as a father. There's a construction company on your group known for rehabilitating delinquents with a base in the prefecture.
Oniwa Group?
It's one of my business partners, so I made the introduction.
What? How dare you?
It's up to you to decide whether to go or not. But I heard that they have company housing where families can live together. It might not be a bad idea for our father and mother, whose core values have rotten just like my brother's, to come along too, right?
That's...
Hey, listen. Do you think you have the option to refuse?
Huh?
You put my precious Cassie in a frightening situation. The moment she joined me, she clung to me and cried her heart out. I will never forgive you.
Alexander? You shouldn't speak like that to your parents. Aren't you supposed to be a more gentle child? Mom, you understand, right?
Don't act like a mother now. It's too late.
Huh?
As long as I can get Cassie back, I have no more business with you. I'm going to change my phone number from now on.
Wait, Alexander.
This is goodbye forever. About an hour later, 2 blacked-out wagons arrived. My parents were put in one, and my brother and his daughter were put in the other. They drove off in separate directions. According to Oniwa Group, they decided to assign them to different locations because they believed that keeping the parents together would hinder my brother's realization of being a father. Since they just started working, their future depends on them. Both my parents and my brother are working tirelessly under strict supervision, pushed to their limits every day. As for my brother's daughter, she seems to be enjoying the kindergarten she recently started attending, which is a relief. I still intend to continue with the estrangement. I just hope that they can rehabilitate themselves to a point where they don't cause trouble for others.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel.